I mean, the mindset, right? This is your workplace. Like we can see it here.
なんでもないよ。
あなたの職
She says that this is your workplace, right? Change scenery. Hello. She says that this is your workplace. Now, a lot of people think like that. Even I think like that. A lot of concerts, a lot of them are paid, or I'm representing something even bigger, like the university. This is my workplace, but I'm an adult, and I know what that means. I know, for example, if I'm at a party, I'm working, not gonna get drunk. If the main guy invites me to drink, I'm gonna drink because that would be rude to say no. But at the same time, I'm gonna make sure I'm not gonna get drunk. I'm not gonna get some kind of way, right? But this is a children. We're talking about children's here. Children's may not understand that. They may think, and they shouldn't. Even more so in children that are not like in conservators, something like that. They should be enjoying it. That's the point. That's our place in there, to be like, you come here and you can enjoy it, and that's all we ask you. And the people are gonna enjoy it if you enjoy it, and that goes as well if you're working. You're gonna enjoy it, and the people are gonna enjoy it because you're enjoying it. But saying this to a child, saying this, I'm so professional. Saying this to your child, it's not gonna work. They're gonna just get stressed even more than it's normal, having a lot of people in a big stage with so much lighting. You don't realize how much lighting that is. We're sweating for the amount of lights. We can't see the faces of the people. If we try, we can, but it's not, it's not, it's made that way. She knows. She's a gamer.
想像してたより狭いじゃん。
That's
スタジア
really
ムと比
big.
べないでよ。
Holy shit, that's college big. I had an auditorium in my high school because I went to a high school about this, but it was like half this big. This is college big. This is the college I go has something exactly like this. They call it, I'm not gonna say the name, but it's a big classroom and it's preserved just for concerts. It is really big for a college, for a high school. This is way too
風の
much.
愛
途中からボーイング
Oh,
が
I
乱暴
hate
になっ
that.
たね
No. We can change cameras again. That's exciting. I hate that. They know the teacher and they are judging him based on his teacher. That happens way too often. Even in things like college auditions or something like that, they know the teacher and they can give a good grading or a bad grading purely based on how the teacher is and how they know him. Even before they know everything about him, that's the point. Now, there's better colleges than others, but I might say that the best colleges have the worst of these problems. It's awful there. Awful. You wouldn't want to know how awful it is, right? It's really annoying, and they are really young. Three mistakes, that's not as bad as you might think. I mean, he made a mistake. He made 3 or 2. They didn't specify because maybe they weren't paying attention. That's another thing that these people do. But he's really young and he is making small mistakes. If the characters, so small that I think if the characters wouldn't have said it, I wouldn't have noticed. I haven't heard this song, but I don't think it was that awful. I don't think it was awful at all. I think he has a lot of talent. And this goes back to how Japan is settled for children. Like they are adults, like they have their work set up. And a lot of parents are like that, but you shouldn't be comfortable in that position. I think students deserve better. And if they are getting this, they need to get their voices heard. They need to start a change. As an example, I had a horrible teacher once for around like a semester. First semester ended. He wanted me to keep there because I'm not bad. And I came to him and I said, I'm not coming back here anymore. I'm studying another thing with other teachers and in another environment. But with him, I'm not gonna do it anywhere. And he got really mad. Of course he got really mad. He was a 40-something-year-old. He was even older, but he was giving classes 40 years old. 40 years. And I said it to him. This is not what I deserve. This is not what works in any person. but especially on me. I don't think it's gonna change anything, but I think it was important for me to say it because everyone thought, every single person I talked with knew that did not want to be with that teacher. Every single person. No, I'm an adult, and I was an adult in that position. You just gotta say it sometimes. People in my area are not going to that college anymore because they know the quality of the education is really bad. I'm not gonna even soft code it. It's really bad. It has a lot of prestige and a lot of opportunities to get out of the country, but it's the worst of all of that if you're gonna be bad because your teachers don't know how to be teachers. It's worthless. Now I go to a better place with better teachers that know way, and sometimes I get even scared. They are really good in what they do. One of them, my current teacher, made his whole graduation around the drum set. Normally you do it percussion in general, right? Marimba, multiple percussion, drum set, Latin percussion, even here. He did it all in drum set. He justified it and it was accepted. Now that's the teacher I want to have. It's not someone who has 40 years of experience but I don't know anything about him. And even when I hear him play, I don't get excited. I don't get anything of worth, and I don't want to be that musician. I don't want to be that teacher. So why should I be with that teacher? Makes no sense. Now, I think a lot of people in that environment feel that way. They may not say it because it's really scary to be in front of someone with that much power and saying something like that, but at the end of the day, they are thinking it. So you deserve better if you're thinking it, and everyone else is thinking it, and you know it is in you, and you know you're putting on the works and the hours. Like the song, make your voice heard. Demand that. There's a place, I bet you there's a place who does it well. That's all it matters. So you just, if you can, I have the opportunity, I have the means to do it, luckily. And in this country there's a lot of means. Sometimes it's really hard. That's the truth in music too. Music is really expensive. The instruments are expensive. In the case of percussion, you never stop buying stuff because there's a lot of percussion. You need a marimba, you need a drum set, you need a snare drum, and you keep going and going and going, and then you need this cymbal because this cymbal has holes in it and it sounds more thrashy, and then you want this other cymbal because it's smaller, it's a splash, so you need the splash effect in your music because that's what makes it good. That's not what makes it good, but that's part of it. And in other areas like strings, you need to keep changing the strings because they keep getting bad, and depends on what instrument are you. It's really expensive. A violin string set here around $120. That's crazy. That's really expensive. That's just the strings, may I add. That's professional strings. People on college, of course. Children don't need that expensive stuff, but at the same time, it's really expensive. It's not a lie. It's not something we hide. But I think if you're putting that amount of money and that amount of effort, you deserve that amount of dedication and that amount of education from the teacher. Such bullshit. That's what I was talking about. He is one of the guys who just be there. He's not paying attention. And it's like, you can't judge a child like that. You gotta judge him at the level he is as a child. He's not an adult and he's not a professional. He's a child. He did his best. I bet he did his best. And I bet he knew, I mean, it's a character, I know, but I bet he could do it really well overall. And the stress got over him. I think that happens a lot. I was gonna mention that part of music, it's called, I forgot the word, is interpretation. That's the word, interpretation. She's taking the music and making it her own and making it sound more beautiful. Now, there's a big difference between interpretation and incapability. A lot of people do things that they're saying like, it's my way of feeling the movement and the piece. That's good, but you should be first able to do it right, how it is in the page, and then if you can't do it well, then you can't start having an interpretation. It's that simple. Now, as I hear it, and if I was there judging, I would be like, yes, I think she can do it. The pianist look at her because she went for a part. She went kind of fast and hard. She played forte. That's part of it. A lot of songs have it, even in writing. Some kind of songs doesn't need it, like popular songs, because it's understandable and it's expected if for you to do it. But this music tends to have it, and you can take it as little or as low or as high as you want. But I think it sounds bad because that's not his student. And there's a lot of teachers that are like that are like, no, how could she be good if she's not mine? How could she be better? I remember once when I finished a concert and the sweat's coming off, the jacket's coming in, right? And I come out, there's a bunch of people. There's always a bunch of people. It's kind of like this scene, like this layout. And I come out tired, and I come out happy because I made what I wanted to make. And looking, I can't forget this. She was my ex at the time, and she came to talk to me. Now, I didn't like her anymore, right? And we weren't friends either. I mean, we weren't enemies, but we certainly stopped talking. And there was a lot of other people in there too. And, well, I remember this because it made me so happy. She came to me. I don't remember what she said. That she complimented me. And in that moment, I felt so happy because we weren't anything at all. And yet, my performance was good enough so she would go and say it to me. And I think it feels like having flowers, in a sense. I've never gotten flowers in a concert. I don't think that's... People don't do that. If you have a friend who is a concertist, or if you just liked how good it was, go tell them, because we really appreciate it. I would never forget that day. I think it made me really happy.